All right. I think we're recording. This is Britta, Maier, Peveling. Hi, Britta. How are you?
Hi.
Britta is a multiple sclerosis um, sufferer, I guess you'd say initially. She's done the Coimbra protocol, and we're going to talk to her today about what she's been through, how long she's been on the protocol. We're just going to get her testimony today. So before we start today, I will read a short disclaimer that I have here on my phone, and we'll get started. This interview is from our own personal experiences, and we are not talking in specifics, but generalities, and not referring to any individual or particular case. We are not giving medical advice. Medical protocols and methods of treating should be done with a licensed medical professional. All right, Britta, it's very nice to meet you. I'd love to hear your story if you can share it with us.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm 52 years old. I have two girls, and the girls are now 19 and 23 years old. And my multiple sclerosis, I have now 28 years. So before I get the kids, I was a really young person, really young girl, strong in the business and sportive, and a lot of sports every day. And then because fat gives you double energy than carbs and sugar, and that makes your body really prepared for a good health, and helps to that the protocol is maybe more erfolgreich. I don't know the English word. It brings you more in the healthy in a healthy body. If you change the food to the ketogene food. Yeah.
Just to backtrack here, so that people again are in tune to what you're saying. You were diagnosed for how long? 23 years. Is that correct?
28.
28 years. Mm-hmm. You went on the protocol in the year 2018.
Yes.
By 3 months, you saw some improvements.
Yes.
When would you say that you could say to yourself, my disease has stopped, and you saw, that for myself personally, that was like 2.5 years. Like I said, for some people, it's 5 or 6 months. When could you say that you had kind of an moment where you were like, you know what?
After 3 months in the protocol, I have the first things I felt, and now I'm waiting for the next, and it's now 2.5 years. Yeah, it's not 100%, but maybe 60% is better than before the protocol. And with the ketones, with the exogenous ketones, it's getting better and better. Yeah, it brings me more energy. It brings me more activity in my body. So I get more activity to get really in a good mood, Because
can you show, is that the actual bottle there that you drink, or is that what they give you right there?
Yeah,
is that
inside? It's a drink. It's inside here.
Oh, okay. So that's your own bottle?
It's my own bottle, but
okay.
It's a product from the US. We find it in the US. And they are 5 years now on the market. Nobody knows that before. Nobody knows it here in Germany. And we helped a lot of people also with multiple sclerosis who are in the fatigue. You know fatigue?
No, I'm not familiar with it.
They cannot concentrate the whole day long, and if they are getting tired again, if they have no really activity in the body, and then it's also no activity to get really healthy, and now we get our energy out of our fat. You can lost fat with that. After a while you get thinner, you have a better move. Yeah, and that helps you all the body to take care of the repair uh, inside, you know.
Yes.
And that
So,
we drink that now for 1.5 years in the protocol, and we discussed that with a lot of protocol doctors as well, and they said, yeah, that's a really good product to take it through the Coimbra protocol. Yeah, and that is,
well, you've convinced me. I'm going to try it.
yeah, it's perfect. It's really
Well,
perfect.
good.
Yeah,
So, this is something that personally I have witnessed for myself the last year. And that is, I guess I would attribute it to the vitamin D and just healing, but I feel good. And I feel better than I've felt, I think, in 20 years.
yeah,
Do you feel the same way? And
yeah.
I don't
I've
think
read
it's
it.
just getting over the disease. I
Yeah,
think that truthfully, your body, you know, has been missing out for a long time. But even before you got the disease, that you just feel good.
mm,
You know, I mean, that's what I've experienced. And as I, just watch you and see you smile and the joy that you have,
yeah,
it's obvious that you feel so much better, and I know exactly
yeah,
how
yeah,
that is.
yeah. It's wonderful. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. I think so much thank you to CISO Coimbra.
Yes.
And it's so lucky that we found the ketones now together with that, the
Yes.
exogenous ketones, that to get really a fresh body, to get the body health, you know, to have
Was
a
was
lot of
start
activity.
So starting the protocol for you really wasn't that difficult. It sounds like it wasn't like you were skeptical, or you needed, you were searching for something to help you with the multiple sclerosis, and then
Yeah,
you found Christina Keening, found her testimony, and it sounds like you were pretty well convinced from the get-go
yeah,
that
yeah,
some people, and typically this is what we see, it takes 6 months or them getting worse
yeah,
before they'll try it.
yeah, that's right. And if people came who have the illness maybe for a year or half a year, and they start with the protocol, it's perfect.
Yes.
Have a really good chance to get really have nothing. They can live a normal life, you
A
know.
normal life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
the
agree.
longer you have the illness, it's difficult to bring it to an end. And I know it
Yes.
takes time. Yeah, it took time now for me. But that's
Mhm.
no problem. I have these 3 or 5 years, it's no problem. And I
Yes.
really believe in that because it makes sense. But if you go in the Coimbra protocol, does it mean? What does vitamin D mean? It's a hormone, it's not a vitamin. Yeah, it's immune uh, stable. It's stable for our immune system, and it makes so much sense for me to that everybody has too less vitamin D in the body. You know, because we are not living anymore like we did, like our core, our body would like to have it and must have it. Yeah.
Well, this is what I like to tell people concerning diet and exercise and everything,
Mm-hmm.
because in America, people get on a really big trip of it being natural. And this is what I like to tell them. I believe in natural. I believe you should probably eat as close to natural as you can, but don't deceive yourself into believing because it's natural, it's good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Cobra venom is natural. Poisonous mushrooms are natural. A
Yeah.
black widow bite is natural.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that are natural that will kill you. So you need to do your research and, find out what works for you. Not everything that's natural for you
Yeah.
may work for me. Maybe I'm allergic to it.
Yeah.
Some people are allergic to things and or they don't work for them. So you need to find out what works for you, but
Yeah.
don't think because it's natural and that it works for your friend that it's going to work for you. Well, listen, uh, I've thoroughly enjoyed talking to you. Do you have anything you'd like to add? Why
No, I
don't you
think it's
tell me a little bit more about you and Christina Keening, what you are doing now.
We met Ciso Coimbra 2019 in Europe when he had on stage a report to 50 doctors, and I met him, and he told us, please, that we can help him in Europe because he get a lot of emails every day and he cannot take care of every country. And Germany had now 27 Coimbra protocol doctors, and we are the patient side, Christina and I, and we had a company, it's called coimbraprotocol.de, and we are taking care of patients, and patients, if they ask us, we bring them to the right doctors they need. And then we are now in a study with this Charité Berlin. We found a big sponsor who gave us over €1 million. Yeah.
Wow.
And Charité in Berlin, they are now scientific, I have to look for this word. It's they are working on oh, look, sorry about that, I have to find the English word. The scientific study. We bring the Coimbra protocol in scientific study with Berlin, with the Charité, over 100 patients for 3 years now.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, and it costs us a lot of activity, but it's really from our heart that we give that into the world. And that was Ciso Coimbra asked us to do, if we are able to found a sponsor and bring that the in the meantime, maybe patients can get the money from the health system and have not to pay for that by themselves.
Yes.
So,
you know, a lot of people,
yeah,
a lot of people are concerned
also,
about the cost. And really, it's not that expensive, but Americans are used to not paying anything but a copay.
Yeah.
And so when you tell them it's $300 or $400, you know, 300 or 400 euros, they think it's a lot, when yes, it's a lot compared to what you normally spend at the doctor. But what you got to understand is your employer is paying for your health care, and in a roundabout way, that's part of your salary. And so you're really paying for it. But when you have to take money out of your pocket and pay for this, it seems expensive to people, but really, comparatively speaking, it's not. You know, it's not expensive, it's not hard to do, but you got to be diligent about your numbers and everything. And you know, it's not something you take flippantly, you know, that you just take a pill and, you know, everything's going to get better. So
that's it. That's our work, and we help patients to inform that what it means to change life, what means the Coimbra protocol, what they have to do with no calcium in the food, and a good body shape. What does it mean to change, and is it practicable for them or not? Yeah.
I know that in Europe and other parts of the world, I think the not having calcium is a harder thing to go through because they eat more cheese and more calcium products. It seems to me it wasn't a big deal. But when I read about like the Greek culture consumes more cheese than any other culture, and I thought I have a good friend, Yanetta, and she excuse me, I have to turn this off. She is a friend of mine on the protocol, and I was thinking about her the other day because there's so much cheese in their culture. And I thought, you know, for her, probably the protocol would be rather difficult because so much calcium is consumed. But
Mhm.
for myself, it really wasn't that hard. Did you find it to be hard to cut out calcium?
No, because I was vegetarian and almost vegan before.
Wow.
You know,
Well, that
I was,
was pretty
but
easy
for
for
me it
you
was,
then.
yeah, it was really easy because I thought if my left leg is not working anymore, I decide for me I have to lose fat to be uh, light to get better movement, you know, because I thought if the left leg is not working and I'm too heavy, then it's harder to walk. And then I go from vegetarian also to vegan, and I now with exogenous food with better fat and a lot of vegetables, no
Mm.
sugar anymore, and that makes me so much stronger and better move, and I'm lighter, I can better walk. I have much more energy, much more activity, more spirit, more mental brain effects, and
Yes.
that was a really good move again. So it was easy for me at vegan to go in the protocol. It was no for me no clue. Yeah.
Right. Right. But
So,
I guess we need to clarify for some people is that you don't need to be a vegan to be on the
no,
protocol.
no, you don't.
And
No, not
it doesn't make it easy because of
mm-hmm.
not consuming the calcium. But,
Yeah.
uh, I've often said I'm not a good example to follow when it comes to diet because if I want something, I've always eaten it because I've never been borderline on my calcium. And
Okay.
so I've never really cared about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't eat a bunch of ice cream or, eat a bunch of calcium laced foods. But if I want to eat it once in a year at my daughter's birthday, if she has cake and ice cream,
Mm-hmm.
then I eat the ice cream. Uh, I don't withhold from it. But um, that I'm not putting anybody down for
Mm-hmm.
their way of eating, but yeah, I understand what you're saying. It would be a lot easier if you're not already consuming calcium, and then this comes along. You
It
know,
was, yeah, it was, but I know that it's hard for somebody, and I also eat sometimes ice cream and cake, of course. If I
yes,
have 7 days a week and I'm 5 or 6 days really strong, then I can do 6 or 7, and the 6 or 7 days a week, I can do a little bit less, you know, and then I start again. So it makes it, that's really perfect then. I have not
you
to
know,
do it 100%. Yeah.
I wanted to tell you something that um, I experienced with you that I remember back when I started. I used to watch videos of interviews of people giving their testimony, and they were in Portuguese. And I didn't understand any of it, but they would start the first interview, and the people's faces would be so down and
Mm-hmm.
so depressed. And then they'd show them 6 months later, and they would be grinning from ear
Yeah.
to ear and so happy. And that is the thing that you remind me of is that you're so grateful for the protocol and you're so
Yeah.
happy. I don't need to be able to understand all that you say.
Nee,
I can
nee.
look at you and say she's healthy, she's happy, it works.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what people
Right.
need to
Yeah.
realize. Maybe I should smile. Maybe I should smile more, but they need to realize that it works. You feel good. You're happy. You're healthy.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know what else you could say. I've often wanted to beg people to do this because you feel so good, and then you realize after a while that no matter what you say, it doesn't matter. I
Yeah.
mean, they're not going to do it. And it's sad, but you just move on. You move on to the next person and you let that person go. And that was hard for me at first. You know, I'm sure for you too, that you felt so good. You wanted to tell everybody. And then you start telling some people and they're like, well, that's good for you. And you're like, no, you don't understand it. It's really good. You need to try it. And, you know, everybody has to make their own decisions.
Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've covered about everything, don't you?
Yes, thank you so much.
It was so nice to meet you. I'm so glad you're doing well and doing so much with the protocol. Make sure to extend my regards to Christina Keening. We're going to interview her soon, I hope, coming up. We've figured out the Zoom thing. And
if you have interest to the ketones, let me know, because it helps us so much.
I'm going to try that myself.
Yeah,
and I've got Tressa's. We have a doctor over here, Dr. Tressa Pickleton, that has put vitamins and supplements into a pill to make it easier for her patients. And I got my shipment yesterday, and I'm going to be.
But I'm not sure if he knows the ketones, because it's.
No, I'm not either. I have to interview her tomorrow, and I'll ask her.
Okay, but I can send you also a website.
All right.
That I sent you something.
All right, please do.
Also in English, yeah.
All right, Britta. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
it was
you
so nice.
Much. Thank you.
Nice meeting you. All
Have
right.
a nice day. Bye.
All right. We're done. We're not recording now.
Yes.
I think. Can you see?
I can see.
Now
you're recording again.
What's that?
You are on record again.